Joining me in the room podcast to talk about his next MMA fighting opportunity happening at Cage Titan 64, March 30th, is Hitman, Jake Hixenbaugh. What's up, my friend? How are you, bro?
What up, Steve? I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent, man. Congratulations on getting right back in there, man. You had a win coming out of Cage Titan 63 in January. Haven't got to catch up with you from that fight, but man, talk about that experience and how you felt about getting that win.
It was good. So I mean, like it was my first ever like bad blood fight. He's kid like was calling me out a bunch, talking a lot of shit, and we didn't really get the, you know, we didn't get the fight going right away due to like, both sides kind of having different schedules, kind of. And then we finally got at it in January. Started off the year right, and did exactly what I said I was gonna do to the kid. That felt really good. Shut him up a little bit and sent him down a weight class. So felt good to just end that. I didn't really care about any of the shit he talked to me. It's just when you bring up like my coach and other stuff, it gets real.
Well, my man, whole different ball game going into this next fight. It's all business. You came out of
Yep.
your first kind of training camp and kind of, build up to a fight that, you weren't used to. Now we're back on schedule with business opportunity here with Miguel Sevenson, man. How'd this
Yep.
fight come about, man? Two really up and coming
It's funny how this
155s.
fight came about. Like he just came up. We're at the bar, all of us. We all had that like one little area just posted up. Rochester did, and I was having a good time and eating my pizza after the fight. And he like tapped me on the shoulder, I think, or something, or maybe we made eye contact. Either way, we just started having a good conversation. The kid was cool. We were like, I was like, damn, this kid's pretty cool. I've never talked to this kid before. Seen him fight. He's fun to watch. And then like I was like next thing you know, like you just hear like Povir go, those are two 55ers that, are looking for a fight. And I was like, I just fought tonight, man. But I mean like at the end of the day I wasn't hurt at all. Like I didn't have any bumps on my head, anything like that from the elbows. They didn't do anything. So I was like, I just called out Muse. I wanted him. But you know, both of us were kind of like we were both kind of like, holy shit, I don't. We were both kind of like stopped our conversation because it was a good conversation.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then I was offered him, and I said yes. And then he was offering me, and he said yes. So
Well,
that's
funny.
respect right there.
Yeah, funny thing, Jake. Miguel was him and I were standing together watching your fight with Aaron, and we were talking through the fight about the fight going back and forth, and we were just having a ball watching the fight. You know what I mean? You guys were
Right.
going at it, and it's funny that you got matched up with him, and even funnier that you were like hanging out at the bar with him, and then Mike makes a matchup basically right there with you guys. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. And I've known Miguel since amateur days. Really, really humble and very respectful kid. Fought nothing but really tough opponents, and he's
Yeah.
coming.
That's a tough second
Yeah,
fight for him.
yeah.
So I give him respect. Taking a big step up in competition. I'm not looking over the guy just because it's his second fight. Like, obviously, he's going to be tough. Like, in my opinion, he's going to be tougher than Hughes. He's got really good boxing. I got to be smart with that and stick to my game plan and take him out.
Well, looking at Miguel's game, he can grapple. He's been in there with some really good grapplers in the area. And he's also been in there toe to toe, throwing bombs and just mixing it up. Hard kid to take out of a fight, on the feet, on the ground. He's a gamer, man. Do you see this like? How do you see this fight as far as the energy that's going to be in there? I mean, against Hughes, it was a lot, on top pressure and stuff. You think this is going to be more of a stand up game or a whole mixed martial arts fight going on?
This is gonna be a whole mixed martial arts fight for sure. Every time I get in there and stuff, like I'm ready to do it all. You know, I'm ready to strike. I'm ready to wrestle. I'm ready to grapple. I come ready in all facets of the game. But that being said, like I always somehow, some way get on top. So it's gonna like I'm expecting that to happen at some point. You know, I want to get my striking going, get my boxing going a little bit, show that I can box, especially against somebody like this. Like this kid can box. So you know, I'm like I'm ready for that. Show my striking with that, but definitely show the whole game. He knows that he's getting ready for somebody that's getting ready like he's getting ready for the whole situation because he knows I like to switch it up just right on the fly, you know.
Well, as far as this fight and this training camp compared to the last training camp, there was, drama infused a little bit in the last training camp. This, it seems it's just, like we said, business. How's this
Yeah.
training camp compared to the last training camp? Anything change in this one as far as, things you're adding to it?
Yeah. So I my last training camp, I couldn't even train for the first 3.5 weeks of training camp because I hurt my elbow really bad. So I barely even had a training camp against Hughes. I couldn't lift or anything. I've been doing a lot more like strength and conditioning this time. Really like crisping up my boxing, my striking, and also like I've been working even more on my wrestling, doing a lot more just strictly wrestling practices, and you know um, I'm sparring a different way than I like. Yeah, I'm sparring a different way each time. I'm trying to go through like making sure that I'm like checking all the boxes each day more and more. I'm just each camp I get more and more serious about it. I make more and more sacrifices. I'm living my life more and more like a champion each day. So you know,
Well, we're 3-2, bro. This is going to be your fourth time walking into that Cage Titans cage. It seems like you're a everyday figure, every card face in that cage, man. How you feeling about going in there for the fourth time? One fight was a no contest, but you did feel the crowd and everything. Fourth time going in there. What's the feeling like this time?
it feels good. I feels like these guys are like they know me more. I might get even more boost because this kid's very loved there. He's probably the most loved person that I've fought out of there, out of the first. I mean the other like oh okay no I fought Hughes twice, so I got kind of confused for a second, but um so Muse and Hughes, like I mean Hughes has a good crowd, but Stavason he's definitely gonna have like a bigger crowd, so I'm like expecting a little bit more boost. I got a few for the Yankees jersey. Um, who knows? I might walk out with another one. I got a few Yankees jerseys. Well, I have fun doing that type of stuff.
Awesome.
I also got yeah.
Well,
That's
you got a dope walkout shirt too that you
yeah.
got coming
I
out
was right
fast.
about to say that. I was like, get ready for my walkout shirt too. That's gonna be a nice one.
Well, my man, again, you're gonna have your coach Jake up in there, who's been doing great things. He's coming off of a fabulous win, huge win against a prospect around here, and you got Jonathan Piersma, cross training partner of yours, as the main event. How excited are you to kind of have a caravan going up to Cage Titans, and you're gonna have all those Rochester people, taking up a lot of that venue and a lot of the after party.
Fuck yeah. So my brother and like my friends are finally be able to come up. They weren't able to come up to the last two, so I got a pretty good crowd myself coming up. Some people from the gym coming up, and then also John's crew coming up. So we got a good crowd, coming from our area. We're gonna make some noise out there, and I'm excited to put on a show for these guys and sharing another card with John, that's fun, dude. I like fighting on the same card as him. It's like takes us back to the amateur days, back to 2018, 2019, you know.
Excellent,
So
man. Man, you've
feels
been
good.
busy. You've been busy in this, this early career of pro MMA, man.
Fuck yeah.
Basically, 6 fights, going for your seventh one. You fought in a bunch of different promotions, and now, you're fighting another stud in New England and, trying to beat them in their backyard. As far as what this fight does for you when you come away with a win, what does this do for you? I mean, you'll be 4-2. You're up and coming lightweight, young kid. What does this do moving forward as far as your career, going toward the end of the year, the middle of the year, the future?
Bigger fights, better fights, just like my coach, I like to fight the tough top dudes, and I need to show and prove that like I'm ready for that type of stuff. You know, I got teammates of mine that are like knocking on the door of the UFC, and John, Liam, and stuff, and even Jake is one, 2 fights away from knocking on the door of their PFL anywhere he wants to go. Top guy in New England. Um, I got multiple people that I train with that are, looking at bigger things, so I want to get there too. So I got a lot of motivation with that. We're doing things right out here. We're not pussies out here, We don't do it like a lot of other people. We'll fight anyone, anytime, anywhere. And one thing that we're different about than the rest of the people. And I'll just be honest with
Excellent, man. Well, it's going to be a fabulous night. One of the biggest cards of Cage Titans history. We say that every
you.
card, but this is going to be a huge one.
Oh yeah.
It's going to propel some fighters to the next level. It's going to propel some fighters to belts around the area. It's going to do a lot for a lot of competitors in that cage. So, last thing about before I let you give you a shout out to stuff, what do we expect to see from the Hitman on March 30th at Cage Titan 64?
I expect to see a fun ass fight and two young up and comers that are ready to go at it. But I'm gonna let my experience and let my grit do the talking. Um, I'm ready for anything this kid has to come at me with. I know he wants to get his boy back on that. I beat his teammate, but take another kid from that team out and have a good time at the bar again.
Excellent, man. Well, I'm sure both of you guys will be at that after party having a beer together. Like
Hell
I
yeah.
said, Miguel's an awesome dude, known him for a while. This is a great, great fight for you and a lead up. And, you needed one of these fights, Jake. Jake, you needed one of these kind of, less drama fights. So good for you, man. We'll see you on the 30th. Last thing, shout outs. I know you got a bunch of sponsors that are going to be on that t shirt. You want to say
Yep.
anything? Throw it out there, man, and I'll let you get back to
Uh,
work. Go ahead.
Shout out to my sponsors. You guys helped me out so much. I wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff without you guys. Greatly appreciated. Um, let's get this W and have a good time, and then on to the next.
Excellent, my man. Well, I'll be seeing you on the 30th, bro. We'll be having a beer after. And man, we'll be partying, man. It's gonna be a great night. And man, have a rest of training camp. We're a couple of weeks out. Congratulations on another fight in New England and getting back
Also,
in there.
yo, Steve,
Well,
shout out to you,
stop
man. Shout out to
it.
you because you're the only motherfucker that gives me an interview leading up to a fight consistently. So I get it. I fight all these people's friends and stuff, so like they don't want to give me interviews, but you're you give me the love and you give me the interviews and stuff and let me talk.
Excellent, man. I appreciate you also for giving me the time. I know it's tough during training camp, and it's tough to get you fighters out here and out in the spotlight talking. But man, glad to see it, bro. And you'll always have a spot on this show with me,
What I'm talking about.
forever. All right, my man. We'll talk later.
Hell yeah.
I'll be seeing the whole team, Synthesis and Bone MMA on the 30th, bro. Safe training. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. All right.
Fuck yeah.